Hello, woke warriors. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about constitutional republic versus democracy. Do you guys know the difference? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And let's jump into it.
Hello, woke warriors. It's Arthur here. Welcome to this brand new segment. And also, I'd like to introduce to you guys our brand new space. Hopefully you guys will like it. But anyways, today we're going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to pick a video, right? A short video off of the internet. Something that I found intriguing, interesting, controversial. And I'm going to send it to my good friend, Luis. And he's going to react and comment on it. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, get ready for some woke wars. All right, and sent. All right, man, I want to see what you have to say about this one. I don't think you can handle it, though. This one is going to blow your mind.
All right, Arthur. Well, I guess I accept your challenge. Let's see what we got behind door number 1. I'll try to think fast off my feet, but, no promises. So I'm going to have to put my headphones on for this. Let's check it out. All right, first video.
A constitutional republic, not a democracy. The ideal of a democracy is universal equality. The ideal of a constitutional republic is individual liberty. A democracy always degenerates into dictatorship, which promises government-guaranteed equality and security, but it delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules.
Off the bat, not sure if I agree with his premise. He's kind of feeding a little bit of information that may not be technically accurate. Let's listen back to that part.
Equality and security, but it
guaranteed equality, yes, maybe in the right to vote. Guaranteed security, not really sure where that fits, though.
Delivers nothing but poverty and serfdom for the people it robs and rules.
Delivers nothing but poverty and suffer them for the people it robs. So automatically, like, we're assuming that democracy is stealing. This sounds like not socialist, but communist type of approach. There's a little convolution of concepts at a first glance.
America was founded as a constitutional republic to safeguard the liberties of the people against the tyranny of democracy.
Tyranny of democracy. His words are quite interesting.
One-man dictatorship. In this century, great strides have been made toward the goal of subverting our republic into a democracy. The foremost tactic of the subverters is subversion of language. By calling America a democracy until people thoughtlessly accept and use the term, the totalitarians have obscured the real meaning of our principles.
Totalitarians. Conditionment of speech.
Government.
Okay. All right, Arthur. I see what you're getting at. There's a lot of to relate to even today, where we have definitely fought through speech legislation and what you should and shouldn't say, what you're allowed to say, what you're not allowed to say. Let me take this off, really. But I think we should take a look at... Let's look at some definitions really quick so we can get our bearings. Well, the Oxford Languages Dictionary defines democracy as a system of government by the whole population or all the eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. Okay, and let's look at the other one, the constitutional republic. All right, so the key difference between a democracy and a republic lies in the limits placed on government by the law, which has implications for minority rights. Both forms of government tend to use a representational system. So they don't differ there. Citizens vote to elect politicians to represent their interests and form of the government. In the republic, a constitution or charter of rights protects certain inalienable rights. Always have a hard time with this word. Inalienable. It's always about the alien. Rights that cannot be taken away by the government, even if it has been elected by a majority of voters. In a pure democracy, the majority is not restrained in this way and can impose its own will on the minority. Okay, so this is interesting. Pretty much what this is saying, the difference between a republic and a democracy, is that you can really vote on anything and pass any kind of law in a democracy, as long as you have an agreed majority. But in a republic, there's some ground rules. In this case of the US example of a constitution, which is fair. Let's see. Most modern nations, including the United States, are democratic republics with a constitution. See, where it says, which can be amended by a popularly elected government. This comparison, therefore, contrasts the form of government in most countries today with the theoretical construct of pure democracy, mainly to highlight the features of a republic. Okay, so I think there's like a little bit of language, a misuse of language, because mostly when we refer to democracy, we just refer to the will of the people, having the right to vote, rather than to actually understanding the real differences between a republic and a democracy. I don't think there's a trick being played, because most people don't even know the difference. If you want to sell some snake oil, you have to understand that people, what they're really looking for is not the snake oil, and then kind of getting fooled because they wanted something, they got something else. What this person is, he may be like a great economist or philosopher. I have no idea who this person is, so if you know, please drop it in the comments down below. But this sounds to me, or like it's being used in a commentary of censorship of speech, maybe. And we can take parallels to the current reality that we're living in today, where we are kind of policing speech. But I really think there's some jumps in logic in this argument, and it's kind of a little bit inflammatory, even for the time, because this is clearly shot in black and white, so it's not that current. Equality, it's another philosophical talking point, you know. Can we all be equal? Can we all be the same? I don't think we can. That when we talk about equality, there is relative equality and I guess absolute equality. What we're talking about is equality under the law, treatment under the law, same rights for everybody. But in this case, I don't really think that we're talking about those concepts. I think that this has some socialist undertones, saying democracy is socialist in the sense that it has the goal of true equality and the same amount of voice for every person, but with the danger that if you convince enough people to think a certain way or to vote a certain way, you can actually create anything. Where with a republic, the system has its own protections. And I think that's an interesting point, and I think that's kind of something that we should be aware of. I don't think we should be concerned, because at the end of the day, what we're really talking about is the right to vote and the right to have your voice be heard. After all, we're going to get a certain amount of people who will decide by creating a constitution. If they're wise, the constitution will be great. If they're not that wise, they might create a bunch of laws that might not benefit the people at large. So in a way, historically, in a very broad sense, props to the USA for having such a powerful document. But there is no clear winner, because you can say, sure, in a democracy, I can convince everybody of a terrible thing and have everybody vote this into existence, and now everybody's screwed. And I think that's why he says, oh, it can degenerate into fascism, because technically all fascist dictators were democratically elected. Hitler was voted into power. Mussolini was voted into power. Mao, not really sure if he was, but Xi Jinping was definitely voted into power. So I think this is what he's warning about. It's really more about a lack of a constitution and another type of government entity that will protect this, rather than democracy itself. So I think people could use this video to make the wrong point. But yeah, good. Thanks for the chat. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. What's up, warriors? Thank you so much for watching until the end. Don't forget to hit that like button. We invite you to join the conversation by dropping a comment down below. And if you want to watch more videos like this, go ahead and click the links on the screen. We are now posting once a week, every Wednesday, so hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out. And we'll see you on the next one.